What's up, bitches? It's another episode of World 1-1 Podcast. I am your host, as always, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me, back from his perpetual road trip, apparently, is Eddie V.
I'm super tired, everybody, but hey, what's up?
If I could walk 500 miles,
Oh no,
I would.
I hear enough of that song at work.
Oh, God, we're going right back to How I Met Your Mother.
Yes!
You know,
Eddie, do you drive a Fiero? Please tell me you drive a Fiero.
No, I
the whole
drive.
last season of that show was garbage.
I drive an Equinox.
I love so much of that show, and there's so much of that show that I absolutely hate.
You know,
But
if
it's
they
okay.
wanted, they could have done the last season of that show really well and just didn't. But then there was another show that took like that same formula for that last season and did it amazing. What was it called? I think it was called like Mixology or some shit like that. But it was, you know, the same day every episode, but it was from a different person's point of view, and it was way better. Way, way better. Should check that out, by the way. Also joining me, back from walking 500 miles, is Corey Hudson-Derrick.
I don't think I walked 5 miles this week. Just saying. Just throwing it out there.
Well, to be fair, it's
You don't get this body by walking.
That's right. We get it by rolling everywhere.
Ah,
Rolling.
Rolling. Yeah, we're around, we just roll.
rolling.
Rolling. Oh, dang, you got that. The rest of the song stuck in my head, Corey, that commercial.
Yes.
Keep on rolling, baby.
Keep
Time for some Limp
rolling.
You know, Limp Bizkit was really not that bad. They actually had some pretty good shit.
Their first album was good.
They had a couple of really good ones in there. I think it was greatly underappreciated, but the Results May Vary album I liked a lot. So, Corey, what have you been playing?
Doom Switch. And let me tell you, it's Doom on Switch. Feels really good. But like, I mean, I ran it next to the Xbox One version, and like, there is noticeable difference if you have them side by side. But if you're just playing it on the Switch, you'd be like, oh man, I can't believe I got this thing running on Switch. But like, there are a little bit noticeable difference. Like, some of the textures are kind of muddy and stuff like that. But it's fast paced. It's fun. You know, shooting demons on Mars is never not fun. So, but you know, the thing that surprised me about Doom, which I think it may have some legs on Switch just because there's nothing really like it, is the multiplayer.
Yeah?
Yeah, and Ed and I talked about this on Pal Block, but the multiplayer kind of feels like if Quake and Halo 3 kind of had a baby. And like, it's super fast paced. Like, you choose from a loadout, but you can also find weapons on the map, and like, the map design is really like super arena based, and it's just really fun. It's really fun, and you know, a lot of people had a lot of bad things to say about Switch, or not a lot of bad things, but like, it didn't feel like Doom, the multiplayer, when they played it. But like, this multiplayer feels a lot like Halo, and it should, because it's Certain Affinity, which has done all of Halo's multiplayer since Halo 2 up until now. So, you know, it feels really good. It's really fast paced, and anybody who wants Doom on the go should look at it. At least take a look at it, because it's really fun.
How does the online multiplayer feel? I mean, is it knowing that you're not playing on a cohesive network like Xbox Live or PSN? You know, how does that stack up?
Well, I mean, I played probably 10 matches the other night, just trying to figure out. I really wanted to see if something would drop, just because, like, you know, Nintendo's obviously not Xbox Live or PSN or, you know, PC, whatever. Like, and I found the loading times for the matches were like, I've waited longer for Gears of War matches to start, and none of them. There was no frame rate drops. There was no like lag. There's no anything. Like it worked perfectly fine. I had no drops, no lost signals, no host transfers or anything.
So the technical end of it's great. It just I'm guessing then it's just probably marred by the same thing that all Nintendo Online is marred by, fucking friend codes.
Yeah, there is an option to play with friends. But I didn't. Nobody was playing it. Everybody's playing Mario Odyssey, so like, I didn't really get to try it out with any friends. But, it said, party, and I assume like you can just invite your friends to your party or whatever. But I don't know. It feels really good, man. It feels a lot like it was bringing back all these Halo that I had 10 years ago at this point. So. It was cool though. Like I was surprised at how well the multiplayer ran. Now that said, what?
It's so funny that Doom's multiplayer works and Call of Duty World War II servers are still down, having problems. That's a shame.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to get into the Call of Duty argument right now. I don't have the energy to talk about.
Well, I mean, not to get
How do you not have the energy?
I just find it weird that Call of Duty having server problems and not Doom. Like Nintendo console
Call of Duty always has server problems though. Call of Duty every year has server problems, and it's because that's what happens when 12 million people try to log onto your servers at the same time.
Hashtag Activision, get your shit together.
Yeah, because the same thing happened with Destiny 2. They had server problems.
Yeah, they had no, because Bungie does this thing where every time a new expansion comes out, they limit the people on the servers, so there's a login waiting, there's a queue to get in the game. I don't know. It was really weird.
That's kind of horrible.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let's not talk about Destiny either. That game's frustrating too, but in a lot of different ways than Call of. And anyways, back to Doom. Doom multiplayer is fun. If you have a Switch, you should definitely check it out. I know there are other multiplayer options out there, especially if you own an Xbox One or PS4. And by all means, go play those games because they're fun and amazing. Like Halo 5 multiplayer and Gears of War are both great multiplayer games. Titanfall 2. But, if you just want to mess around and not really hear 12-year-olds call you butt, ass, dick face, then, Doom is really fun. It's actually the Switch needs that competitive multiplayer shooter that it doesn't have, and I think Doom's multiplayer is going to find the legs on Switch.
I'm going to ask you, does it have voice chat in it or no?
I don't know. I didn't look. I don't like to talk to people when I play online.
Okay.
It almost makes me wonder if, resolution and frame rate aside, if playing Doom online on the Switch might not be the preferable way, just because you don't have the screamy, stupid people, vocally that you do on the other platforms.
Yeah, but the problem is nobody's playing Doom on the other platforms anymore.
Pretty much. And nobody really was playing the multiplayer when it first came out because SnapMap was too confusing, and it was just you would play Doom single player, and then majority of people were just done with the game. They literally moved on.
See, and I keep hearing so many people say that it's too bad that the Snap Map isn't on the Switch version.
I know, that. Honestly, I honestly feel like Doom's multiplayer is good enough to have an audience on Switch. Switch does not have anything else like this. They have Splatoon, which, it's a fun multiplayer game. I wouldn't necessarily call it competitive. It's not, amazingly competitive, And, you have ARMS and Mario Kart, but, those aren't shooters, like, this is a real first person shooter on a Nintendo console, and I feel like if people are like really wanting some sort of competitive multiplayer game, like, this is a cool opportunity for Doom to succeed. It's coming out at the right time for the Switch. It's in between Mario Odyssey and Skyrim and Xenoblade. Those are all great single player experiences, but this is a great multiplayer experience to have, and I'm actually really stoked to play more. Like, honestly, you get to customize your Marine, like, you get to give it a shader, you get to find armor pieces that you can apply, like helmets and chest pieces and stuff. You get cool poses when you kill things. Like, it's cool. Like, it's really well thought out, and like I'm kind of surprised at how good it is, especially on Switch. Like, no frame rate dips, no graphical hiccups. Like, it runs great, it plays great, feels like Doom. It's cool.
Yeah, a lot of people they're trying to get it to 1 million sales. So hopefully it does reach 1 million sales. So at least 500,000
I think it will.
copies.
I honestly think it will, just because like the Switch is so popular and people like the attach rate for games is great, and Doom is amazing. Like, Doom is a really great shooter campaign, like a campaign shooter, and then the multiplayer is like this cool little bonus. I just kind of blew me away, to be honest with you. I was just like, I wasn't even going to download the multiplayer because it is a separate download. You go into the menu and you hit multiplayer, and it downloads it for you, and it takes it's like a 9 gig download, and it takes like a half hour to download, but like, it took me like a half hour. It took me like a half hour, but like, I was like, well, why not? There's nothing really like this on Switch, and I can talk about it on podcasts if nothing else, and it's like, I was shocked that I played 10 matches and was like not sick of it. I think the only reason why I turned it off is because my nephews came over and they're 2 and 4, and I'm like, yeah, probably shouldn't be like smashing demon heads up on the TV with a 2 and 4-year-old over.
I think SnapMap should have been on this version, because I think people will really make some cool design levels on the go instead of just being attached to the TV. Only can make it there. Like, at any time, like, let's say you have some downtime, you bored, and you want to feel like you're making a map, but you're not at home. You got your Switch, and you can end up working on it and testing and stuff. I think that would have been real cool if Bethesda allowed them to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The more I hear about Doom on Switch, and I've not gotten to pick it up and play it yet, the more it reminds me how much I would really love to see a nice anthology collection on Switch of Time Splitters.
Is that THQ?
Like, dude, no. I love the creative multiplayer map shit in Time Splitters.
What was the one for GameCube? What was the
Time Splitters 2 and Future Perfect were both on Switch on GameCube.
Yeah.
Was it 2 that everybody liked the best?
Yeah.
I had a ton of fun with Time Splitters. Like, seriously, pack all 3 of those on a cartridge and throw it on my Switch. I'm a happy clam.
A happy clam. Clam chowder. Bah, bah. I know that's not how that song goes, but it's okay. But other than that,
put that up there with the BioShock and the Dead Space collections that need to happen for Switch.
Yeah.
Well, if they could get System Shock on it, then I'll be surprised.
Hey, can we do System Shock on Switch too? That'd be cool.
There's a lot of games that should probably be on Switch that aren't, that could be.
Mm-hmm.
So many collections, so many, like, the games I think would be awesome on Switch. I tell Ed this like at least once a week is the Tomb Raider, like Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider. Like, you don't have to port the Xbox One versions over, port the 360 versions over. They're great. Like, they're 30 frames a second. They'll run at 720p. But the game is the same game. Like, I watched my cousin play Rise of the Tomb Raider on 360. It looks almost identical, except for, like, obviously it's a generation behind, but the game is identical. It's right. Man, I started playing Rise of the Tomb Raider again today too, dude. It's as soon as we got done with Power Block earlier today, I popped on Rise of the Tomb Raider. Oh my gosh, dude! I forgot how amazing that opening sequence is, where like and the what's his name, the Hawaiian dude. They're walking through the snow, and as you're walking through the snow, like not only does like your footprints, like you leave the footprints, but the snow actually, like when you like walk past it, it kind of like falls back in like real snow does.
Mm-hmm.
And like the way the snow sticks to her like coat and like her hat and her face and stuff is like freaking mind blowing, man. I'm just like, oh, dude, Tomb Raider is the best game of the generation. I'm sorry, like it is. Rise of the Tomb Raider is the best game of the generation. I can't help it. Well, Breath of the Wild, but okay, second best game of the generation.
Yeah, I agree. Well, no, there's
Ed, you're wrong. It's okay to be wrong. But it's not okay to want a Japanese developer on Fable.
it's no better than one of Rare on Fable. No, the Sumo Digital, we both agree.
Yeah. Yep. We both get what we want, and they're a solid developer.
Yes.
So, man.
Who
But
would you want to make a new Vector Man?
No one. Who wants a new Vector Man?
I want a new Vector Man.
Nobody wants a new Vector Man.
I love Vector Man.
The team that made Knack should make Vector Man.
I want a new.
They're good
Vector
with
Man.
particles and stuff.
Dude, I love the old Vector Man games. They were tough as nails, but they were still good.
If Treasure was around, then a remake of Vector Man, I can understand.
I think Ed just wants Treasure to make everything.
I just want to know. I just want a Treasure game.
Too.
I couldn't get past the first stage of Vector Man.
Sorry, as soon as you said Treasure, I went back to making my Amazon wish list for Christmas.
He's got like 12 copies of Ikaruga on it.
I love Ikaruga. That's my game. Love
only
that.
3.
How do you not love Ikaruga?
It's only 3.
Now, Carry Up will bring the 164 game.
The 1 in 64 game. Wait in there.
By Treasure. With the shaking, it starts with an M. I can't think of it.
Mischief Makers?
Mischief Makers, yeah.
We need to talk about the
2D game on N64. And no, it was like one of the best games for N64. Nobody played it because it was 2D.
Best 64 game ever, though, was Quest 64. Shut up.
Never played it.
You're fired. You are not qualified for this job. You are fired.
I would be surprised.
Best 64 game ever. But I did actually play that to completion when I was a kid.
I'd be surprised if you was able to find a Quest 64 because I could have never find a copy.
I saw one last week.
You want Quest 64? I'll send it to you for free.
I want it, actually. Yes. If you have a copy, send it.
I do. Complete in box.
Oh my God, send it to me.
Okay.
I will go out and buy a 64 to play it now.
Dude, all my N64 games are complete in box except for GoldenEye.
Yes.
And Paper Mario. My copy of Paper Mario didn't come with a manual for some reason. I bought it new, and there was no papers in the box. It was literally just the cartridge, and I got real sad.
Wow.
There's like 364 games I want to go back and play at this point, actually. Like, I would actually replay Quest 64, even though it's generic as hell. I want to go back and I want to play some F-Zero X, because, oh my God, that game is awesome. Hashtag new F-Zero, please. And then, Pod Racer. Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer.
Yeah, the N64 version was terrible, but the Dreamcast version was amazing.
Dude, I played the shit out of the 64 version of Pod Racer.
Yeah.
So did I, but like, have you played that game recently? Have you played it on N64 recently? The draw distance is like 3 feet, and like, you have no idea, unless you like memorize the maps, you have no idea where you're supposed to turn until it's too late. It's awful.
Wow.
Even with the expansion pack, it extended the draw distance from 3 feet to like 4.
Wow. I know.
Yeah, if you've got copies of those on the 64 Corey, you can send those over to me. I'll play those.
I would love to play Mission Maker, Ocarina of Time. You know, just Just
I know
keep it
I'm getting
original.
late for
I don't
Christmas
ever
now.
want to play Ocarina of Time on 64 ever again.
I do.
Dude,
I
if
mean,
you're ever going to
it's-
go back to that game, you need to just play it on the 3DS.
I mean, but I
Or
just feel like
Virtual
playing it in its original form.
Because the Virtual Console is just the 64 version, and that did not age well.
Well, I would still play it.
Seriously, with the 3DS version out there is no excuse to ever play the 64 version again.
I mean,
ever.
like I said, I would like to play it to have that retro feel, to feel like a kid again when it first came out, getting that game on Christmas. That's the reason why I would go back and play it. And then Super Mario 64, of course, because I feel like there's just so much to that game, and I don't know, it's just revisiting history. So that would be my list.
So I'm going to make an argument as to why you should never play the 64 version of Ocarina of Time again when you can play the 3DS version. Even if you want that nostalgia feel, the 3DS version is the way to go, because the 3DS version looks the way that you remember it looking when you were a kid on the 64. The 64 version, however, now just looks like crap.
I mean, that's
A lot of N64 games look like crap.
A lot of PlayStation 1 games look like crap. Heck, PlayStation 2
Also
games look
correct.
like crap.
Nobody's arguing that fact. A lot of PlayStation games do look like crap. They looked like crap back then. Because I was already playing N64.
Some look
They
like
already
crap
looked
now
like crap.
still.
When I was playing Tomb Raider, I couldn't tell if the texture on her shirt matched the texture of the wall, or if it was the wall. If I was staring at a
Shoot.
ghost, I couldn't tell. And then, like, the water in PlayStation was just looked like a piece of glass, and like when you were underwater, it looked no different than when you were above water. It was like, I'm flying. Nope, I'm swimming.
It's so bad.
Nope.
Couldn't tell.
Nope.
Sure, I couldn't
T-Rex.
tell if that was like if there was a ledge I could jump on and grab, or what. Tomb Raider for the regular PlayStation, just ugh.
Tomb Raider's awful, dude. Yeah, Tomb Raider's awful. Although, redeemed themselves by making Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider, so it's okay. Everything is okay. Everything is how it should be. Rise of the Tomb Raider, game of the generation, behind Zelda.
Eddie, what have you been playing?
Oh, are we still on this topic?
Yes.
Yeah, we went way off the rails. We do that.
Finished Super Mario Odyssey. Going back to collect some more moons. Really enjoyed that game. Like I said, it's tied up for nomination for Game of the Year with Breath of the Wild, but like me and Corey said, Breath of the Wild pretty much took this year for me. Picked up Doom. Wasn't able to get It'll Do cause I didn't know that it actually got a release date of the 14th. I think they pushed it back or something. Cause it was weird. When I first got it at my job,
Which game are you talking about?
Little Do, the one by
Little
Nicholas.
Oh,
Yeah. 2. They didn't have no release date for it. So I thought the game was already out. So I didn't realize that it was coming out on the 14th. So I couldn't buy it. So that's why, but I am going to pick that one up too. I want to give that one a try and see what little goodies they put in that game. Moving on from there for PlayStation 4, started back up with Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age. Just love that game. It's just so good. I think I'm gonna put hopefully I could put 75 hours into it like I did last time. Cause I feel like I missed some things from my first playthrough on PS2. So I want to catch up, on, yeah. I mean, I
have all this time to sink into this.
I've beaten it before. But I just feel like there were some things that I missed. It's a role-playing game. I always put time in role-playing games. Played Gears of War 4 with my friend. We co-op half of the whole game. Really enjoyed it, which was funny because while the game was installing, we were stuck watching Transformers last night. And as insane and as terrible as that movie is, the fun that we had out of it is that we both had an Xbox One controller, and when we wanted to make a comment, we both pressed A, it would make a comment about what the stupid thing we just saw, and then press A again. Like we was commentating back and forth. I
have not been able to bring myself to watch that movie yet.
Oh, you would be. They just threw everything in, just like, okay, that didn't make no sense. How did she get there? Wait, huh? What's going? Like, it's so confusing. Like, you'll be literally lost throughout the whole thing. So,
I think I found a transformer.
So,
and it's really disappointing that thing just reviewed so terribly, because the first one and then the fourth one were actually good.
The fourth one was awful. The fourth one's the worst one.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
2 and 3 were awful.
Oh, no, dude. They're way better than 4.
No.
Dude. My wife and I have both definitively said that Transformers Age of Extinction is the worst movie we've ever seen. Ever.
No,
in the history of that.
I do like
now, this coming from the guy who hasn't seen a lot of movies. But still.
Oh, no.
Dude, no.
Oh, no.
Age of Extinction
2 and
was
3
awful.
are both easily worse than 4.
Oh, no way. Like 3. I think 3 is the best one.
No.
I think it goes 3, 1, 2, 4.
No, it's 1, 4, 2, and 3.
Like I tell Ed, it's okay to be wrong.
That's what you throw it on Facebook. Let everybody else argue. So yeah,
Facebook poll.
After we finished watching like 2/3 of that movie, because we still had like a whole hour to watch it, I'm like, oh no, I can't go through with this. When Gears finally started, we was going through we went through like up to almost like the 4th chapter. So like we got really far just on the straight playthrough. We really had fun. Finished Halo 5 Guardians. Really good game. The ending could have been better, but I did enjoy the level design. That intro is still probably one of the best intros that I've seen in a long time. That CGI. Story was okay. It didn't have no problem with it and stuff. I don't think it should got like a low grade that a lot of people gave it. I think an 8 or 8.5. Well, I would give it like an 8.5. Cause it does a lot of stuff good, and the weapons really do feel good in that game. So, but that's pretty much all I've been playing. I took Wolfenstein 2 out, cause I had some other games to install. Like I picked up Knack 2, on a sale. So I'm going to try to give that one a spin soon after I get done with Final Fantasy 12. And then I'll return back to to Wolfenstein 2. So yeah. And then I will be jumping to Assassin's Creed Origins later on Xbox. Give that game a try. Still need to start the Evil Within too, but I gotta start the first one also. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Oh, and Dragon Quest 8. And also I got the
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you pressed the little clicky button on the top?
Yes, I did. So cool. That's a so cool design.
It's a shame that when you press the clicky button, it doesn't make a little Pika sound.
Oh,
that would have been great.
People will break that mug. Be pressing that button like Pika, 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 Pika. No.
Actually, that would have been a great itself. You can, for like 99 cents, you can download whatever Pokemon sound you want to attach to that button.
Oh, wow. Nintendo will just bankroll.
Hell yeah, dude. That'd have been fucking brilliant. Oh my god, I should have been on their marketing team. Jesus. Would have made them their next million.
Shoot, they already making $1 million.
Actually, word has it, according to their latest earnings projections, they're set to clear over $1 billion in working revenue.
That's not surprising.
Like, they actually had to adjust their expected earnings projections and basically double them up from where they were at, like, 6 months ago. It's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, Nintendo has been outside of video. Well, yeah, but outside of video games, they really have been embracing their toy market. Really embracing Amiibo still. Like, they've been going strong with a lot of stuff in some of their licensing. So they've been putting in a whole bunch of, a good sales just around the world. And definitely in Japan, when you like hear like almost every week, Splatoon and Switch is still selling like crazy, you know? So, I mean, that's good money that here in America and Japan is doing great with their sales. And Europe is somewhat catching up too, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. So, what the hell have I been playing? I've been playing some more Mario Odyssey, and honestly, like I kind of just want to get to the end of it and be done with it, because the more I'm playing it, the more I'm falling out of love with it.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly how I felt.
It started great. Dude, that game is like fucking pancakes. It sounds awesome. It looks great. Your mouth waters and you dig in, and those first few bites are great. And then you just eat some more, and you're like, okay, it's pancakes. Okay. By the end, you're like, never want to see another pancake again. Fuck this shit. This is a terrible idea. Why did I do this to myself?
Well, like, I would at least stick it out till like the final Bowser fight, because like the ending, like just like that whole sequence that takes place afterwards, and then like there's this whole thing that happens that kind of like, I don't want to spoil anything, but it kind of incorporates the history of Mario into it, and like the end sequence is cool.
I'm aware of it.
And then the fight, like the place you unlock afterwards, just brings back so much awesomeness for me, at least. And then like,
yeah,
but like, I understand what you're saying. Like, for me, it's like that game was awesome when I jumped in, and then the more and more I played it, the more and more flaws I found in it, to the point where like I was so ready. I'm like anxiously waiting to play more Zelda, even though I've put 230 hours into it, you know? And like for this, I've put maybe 15 hours into it. I'm like, okay, I've had my fill. I'm good. Like,
yeah.
And it's like, which kind of sucks, is like I was really looking forward to Odyssey. You know, I was like, you know, like I didn't have the hype for it that like, you know, someone like Ed does, because he's a huge Mario fan. But like that week before, like starting to see the trailers and people start talking about it, like I was like, okay, I'm getting excited. And like you see the trailers, and that Broadway musical trailer they put out was awesome. Yeah. And like I was like, okay. And then I jumped in, and I was like, okay, where's the dive button?
Yeah. Oh, I figured that out, by the way. I figured that shit out today.
You did?
I did. There is no dive button. You've got two options. You can either use the butt stomp to just start plowing down, or if you swim into the water and you just sit there, he'll just start sinking.
Oh.
There is no dive button. That's it. That was the answer.
I think it's because when you capture one of the fishes, like the guppies, you could swim anywhere with them.
Cheeps, yeah.
The cheeps.
So, I will say, one of the things that's really upset me about Odyssey is that I will get into a kingdom, and the biggest thing that I'm super excited for is I want to play the boss fights, but there's some of the kingdoms that have just been so have left me so unmotivated that I don't even bother getting to the boss fights. I'm like, I know it's out there, but it's too big of a pain in the ass for me to figure out. Next kingdom, please. And then I miss the fucking boss fight because I just don't have the will to try and figure out how to get to the damn thing. Like Lake Kingdom, there was another one I fucking skipped out on, and I don't even remember what it was. I want to say it was the Snow Kingdom, whatever the hell that was. But, you know, it's like the first couple of boss fights I had a ton of fun with. I really liked. I wanted to play more of them.
Yeah, like that one in the desert level, like that boss fight. was super awesome. Like the boss fights are super cool and like inventive and like, okay, I clearly like throughout the level you like kind of realize like once you get to the boss you're like, okay, they've taught me how to do these mechanics throughout the level to get the different moons, and now I have to use them to fight the boss, which was really cool. Like it was really cool. There's a lot of great ideas in there, a lot of great like, and I know that it's a great game. I'm not like trying to put it down or anything. I had some issues with it, and like it's just not for me. And like I brought out my Wii U because like I want to play a 2D Mario game, and I was like, I'm going to play New Super Mario Brothers U, and like I played like maybe like the first like 3 or 4 levels of it today, just messing around, just trying to like, because like I still have my Wii U hooked up. I'm one of those people, and I enjoy it. So shut up. But like New Super Mario Brothers U for me is way like for me, New Super Mario Brothers U is better than Mario Odyssey, and Mario 3D World is better than Odyssey for me. Like the games I enjoy playing, the direction it gives me. I know I have to collect the 3 coins, I have to find them. Like that kind of stuff is better for me. Where like Odyssey,
it's a little more structured.
Yeah, and like
freeform.
And like I understand they want kind of like the openness and stuff, and like for Zelda that was okay for me because like the part of the fun in Zelda is exploration.
Yeah,
but Mario to and about direction, and like I feel overwhelmed and it feels a little chaotic to me with these big open and like somewhere between like 30 to 100 moons in each area is like really overwhelming.
Mario's about the challenge of getting to the goal.
Yeah, and like
maybe that's why Mario needed a change, and I think that's why everybody is loving Odyssey. Most people are loving Odyssey. I should rephrase that. It's because it's once again it's another innovation and it's a change, regardless of people like it or not. Guess what? You're seeing people get into Cappy hats. You see Cappy on a dog or in different pictures and like memes and all this. Like it's doing what the Hadouken did for Street Fighter, where there's something iconic that belongs to that game. And Mario Odyssey is becoming with Cappy just iconic. So I can understand why you guys might not like it, or you respect it, but you feel like it's not for you.
It makes me sad. I really want to love it. I can't.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like it. I mean, I think it's a fun game, and I just hit that point early, and like I've had my fill, and I want to see like the end. I want to see it through to the end, and if you get all 880 moons plus the ones that you can buy, if you max out the 999 moons and something special happens, like that's awesome, and I'm happy for those people who go and do that. But for me, like it just didn't click. And maybe like if I pick it up 2 or 3 months from now, if Nintendo isn't showering us with their magical games all in the spring, maybe I'll jump back in and be like, okay, I can go collect a few more moons or whatever. But like, I don't know. I'd rather be playing Doom. I'm excited for Xenoblade. I'm excited for LA Noire and Rocket League and Batman and Lego Marvel superheroes. Like it's crazy because like normally if I had like Mario would be the game and that's it. Like we're not getting another game till March. But just talking to Ed earlier today, we probably named up close to 50 games.
Yeah,
and that we like from now until E3 specifically, plus like the rumored ones from that Reddit post. Like take it with a grain of salt. Whatever. There's always whatever. But like say like half of that is true. That's close to like 60, 70 games just through next year. It's like, that's insane. That's so insane. That's not including the indies that haven't been announced or like promoted or anything,
But I think that's probably one of the best thing about Switch this year is that there's something for everybody. Where I feel like Xbox One and PS4, there's a selected few games that that you could probably put on the list and enjoy. Like, we could just talk about first party Nintendo games, but we also could talk about indies. We could also talk about third party. Like, we could talk about stuff, and we don't even have to do with sales or reviews or something. There's some greatness in it, and it's hard to choose. You know, I mean, like, we all got excited for Breath of the Wild, and it delivered. Mario Odyssey, for some people, it delivered. It might not deliver for you guys. That's fine. But like ARMS, Corey, you're enjoying ARMS.
I love ARMS, dude. I think ARMS is secretly one of the best games for Switch. I need to
get back into that.
I love ARMS so much. Like, oh, such an amazing game. If you haven't at least tried ARMS, please go try it somewhere.
Absolutely.
Right.
Just because, like, it is so fun. Like, and I don't even play with the motion controls. I play, like, I've rearranged the buttons on my Pro Controller. I play with the Pro Controller, and, like, it's so much fun, man. And they finally adjusted it to where, like, you know, the left stick controls the left arm when you're swinging a punch, and the right stick controls the right arm when you're throwing a punch. Like, they finally fixed that, and, like, man, it feels so good. And, you know, I'm not playing on, like, the hardest difficulty level or anything, but, like, the mini games are fun. Like, fighting through the challenge mode is fun, unlocking new arms. Like, it's awesome. And, like, the new character's coming out in, like, 2 weeks.
See, I actually liked the motion control on that. That, for me, was the preferred way to play. It felt good. It felt reasonably precise for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually loved the hell out of that motion control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that motion control had the perfect amount of just silliness to it.
Yeah. I was
A-okay with that shit.
I tried the motion controls, but like either way you play it, like you should just try ARMS because like I think it has the potential to be a really big franchise for Nintendo, and it's got cool characters, and you know that some of those characters are going to appear in Smash, and it's just like
hope so.
I want Little Mac DLC for it, like.
Well, I think when we see it at Evo next year, I think seeing what the Japanese fan base has done with that game, that might get people to be like, oh yeah, I really now need to try ARMS because they're doing stuff that I thought it couldn't be done.
Yeah,
so
I think we should get wireframe Little Mac. That's what I want.
I want to see a piece of DLC that puts Dalshim into it.
Dalsim?
Mm-hmm. Bring it. Needs to happen.
That'd be kind of funny. I'd be like...
That'd be awesome. How would that not be perfect?
I don't know. Because Dalsim kicks also. So it's just like...
So his jump would just be him like standing and his legs stretched then. I'm okay with that.
Oh, wow.
I hope he just floats the whole time.
That would break the game.
Not really. There's characters that float. There's one of the characters that's in a freaking like flying machine.
Oh yeah, but like you can't stay in the air and float.
No. Oh no. Maybe that's how you get the legs extend. He just like stretches his legs and to jump.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Game design 101 right there.
Bam, done.
I don't know why Adrian complains that it's so hard all the time. I just did.
Because Adrian sucks.
I'm just kidding, Adrian. I love you.
I love you too, Adrian Nieto.
We miss you. Come back.
I'm going to feed you some gumbo when I get to Canada.
Good old Canada. So
don't forget to apologize.
So, also played a little bit of Night Terror, which was the little $3 endless runner from Nicholas that came out about a month ago. And it's a $3 endless runner. There's really not much to say about it, aside from the fact that the load times on that game are way longer than they fucking should be.
Usually are. Speaking of load times, did you see that Monopoly on Switch has like 10-minute load time or something ridiculous like that?
Yeah, the Shoto gave it like a 3.
Seriously, with a 10-minute load time, I could have set up an actual game of Monopoly and
I could have set it up and finished it.
So, and then I also sat and played a little bit of Sonic Mania with my wife. She was super thrilled when she realized that playing as Tails, she couldn't die, and then it just turned into a running joke that Tails' life is just an existential horror, and he actually wants to die but can't.
She still feel like that's just so.
Then we just came to the realization that Tails is the face of Bo. He's actually just Captain Jack Harkness from Doctor Who, and eventually just wants to die, wants the suffering to end, and literally cannot die.
She still thinks
the worst life ever.
She still thinks that you're the worst. Talking about burning her farm down Stardew Valley. Dude, I feel I'm laughing. I was just like,
every day I threaten to burn her farm to the ground and sell all her shit.
She's like, no! And I'm just picturing that happening in my mind. I fell out and laughed. I was just like, oh Lord, what happened?
I say the other day I told her I downloaded the brand new Forest Fire DLC for Stardew Valley. It's already installed and running for you, dear.
Wow.
Speaking of other things she hates too, Christine is now vehemently upset with Mario Odyssey because there's a clown costume in there.
Oh, wow.
She is terrified of clowns.
Someone tried to do the It clown.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, yeah,
Pennywise,
yeah.
Oh, dude, did I tell you what I did for... No, you saw what I did for Halloween, dude. We got that little sewer grate outside on the other side of the street from our house.
Yeah.
I went to the store, bought a single red balloon, and tied it to the fucking sewer grate.
And then the old man go and look down the drain. I'm like, really?
Oh my God, that shit was the best.
That part killed me when she's just like, yeah, the old man now just look down the drain. I fell out laughing. I'll give you props to that one. That was funny. That one was good.
Yes. Like the lady at the store when I bought the balloon, she's like, going as Pennywise? I said, nope. So what are you doing with it? I said, tying it to the sewer grate outside my house. She goes, okay, that's fucking funny. Because apparently she had sold several single one-off red balloons for Pennywise costumes that night, and it was not what she had expected out of that. So, but in any case, I think that's all I've been playing. I can't think of anything else. It's late. We've been rambling for a while, so I think we're going to cut it short this week, guys. I want to say a big thank you and a welcome to anybody new that's joining us for the first time. I've noticed we've had a pickup and a few downloads on the show. So, again, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to our train wreck of a show here. Make sure you do subscribe either on iTunes, Google Play Music, or at our home at shoutengine.com. You can also check us out on the NGR YouTube page. There's for those of you watching on YouTube, the subscribe button and the little bell button are down, I think, that way. I don't know which way it shows up on the screen. You can also, that. One of them's over here, and then on the other side is going to be the like button. So make sure you hit that or subscribe and then like, whichever it goes. So, anyways, I think we covered most of the fun shit. And, we apologize for the delay on this. There were just a mess of scheduling bullshit.
We didn't talk about the most exciting news of the week, though.
Go for it.
Ninja Turtles.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are in Justice. Check out Arsenal X for our full coverage.
There you go. So...
Oh my gosh, dude. You have no idea how excited I got. I think we talked about it for 45 minutes.
And this is the funny thing, Larry. So, we talked about what's in our arsenal, what we've been playing, so we're getting to news. And I was just, that's the first story. So I'll be like, the Atom, the Tetris, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Corey lit up and he was super stoked. And so I talked a little bit and I was just like, okay, before we go on, okay, Corey, go ahead and talk. For the next 15 minutes, that's all Corey talked about. And I was just like, I'm enjoying this. This is so fun. This is like a kid at Christmas.
Wait till you find out there's only one playable Ninja Turtle character, and it's all just palette swaps.
And we actually talked about that.
That's what I said. I was like, my only fear is that they're only going to give the Ninja Turtles one character slot, and they're just going to be palette swaps of each other. But that's okay. You know what? They're still there. Still there. Oh, still there.
So.
Oh, man. I want a Ninja Turtles game really bad. Like, really bad.
I forgot. I had to look it up.
Ever since I saw the Turtles, I was thinking of, like, if WB and Nickelodeon have, like, this, like, they become, like, best buddies. Like, I hope they are. Like, studios that could be working on it would be like, oh, please, just give them to somebody really good. Like, just give the Turtles the game they deserve. Like, I don't care if it's I don't need a, like, okay, so this is what I said. I want, like, a game, like, kind of like Arkham Knight, Arkham City, whatever. And, like, you have this, like, really intricate underground as well as, like, above ground. But then, when you get to the Turtles hideout, like, as you collect things throughout the world, you build the arcade cabinets of, like, Turtles in Time, Hyperstone Heist, Manhattan Project, Turtles 2 original arcade game.
So
like,
basically, he wants Konami to have the license back again.
No.
Yes, because Konami's the only one that makes those games.
WB and Nickelodeon make a deal to get them back from Konami, and it's actually like
they can't. They had to get all that code from Konami.
It's actually like IRM who owns the rights to those arcade games. It's not Konami. Konami owns the console rights. Hold on.
No, Konami owns the arcade code.
I really
too.
want to go back and play Manhattan Project again. That was my favorite out of all of them.
That's the only one that I haven't played was part 3.
Love Manhattan Project.
Yeah, I beat only ones I haven't beat of like the action games is 1 and 3 because I haven't played 3. I beat Turtles in Time, Hyperstone Heist, the one that came to PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox, I think. And I didn't play that Ubisoft arcade one. That was just I played this in the arcade and I beat the game and it was better than.
What? When did Way Forward make a Ninja Turtles game?
I think for DS.
Hold on, time out. This is news to me. Where was I? What?
Oh, because there was one for Wii, but I don't think that was Way Forward.
Yeah, I say somebody did that one that was kind of like a Smash clone-esque thing that wasn't all that great.
Because I think that's when Nickelodeon owned it. I think at the time.
But we've rambled on for a bit, and it is late as shit. So that's the face again. God damn it!
Let's hurry up and end this show because I can't with that face.
I can't believe I didn't know Way Forward made a side-scrolling Turtles game.
Why not? It's Way Forward.
I don't know, Ed. That's why I'm so shocked. That's why my head is falling off. That's why I have my hat on, so my brain could not be blown.
I'm surprised that Nickelodeon haven't gone the Way Forward to do a console 4-player beat 'em up.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, they're too busy doing the Mummy Demastered, which looks awesome, by the way.
I want to get that for Switch. I heard they said the soundtrack is super good on that game.
Yeah. But anyways, another topic for another show.
Indeed. So that's it for us, guys. Good night.
See you later.
Woo!